Bakura, he means the England match last night, buddy. Oh, Bakura's just trying to be a tra-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Oh, that was hot. That was hot. Okay. A nice burn there, Key. I burnt my mouth, but you burnt Bakura. So, like... Jesus. Little... Oh, shit. About, like what? Sorry, I can't hear you from over there. You better scream like what? Bitch. That's what I thought. Doo-doo-doo. Onward. Boom boom, motherfucker. These motherfuckers killed me last time too. And they killed me this time too. What happened to Robin Hood? I still have my bow and arrow. I was just driving on an ATV. You can't really pull back and shoot an arrow whilst still steering an ATV, so you have to use a pew-pew, you know. Okay. How far back did this put me? So I want to get Boomer. I've got to go back and do another one again. Do, 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 do. There was definitely one a minute ago. Am I now not meant to go get little Boom Boom? Oh, here he is. Okay. Oh. I am driving safely, see? We're alive. That's safe. Oh yeah, if we said we've got a gun, exactly. Easy. Any day. Whee! Oh! Up tree. Go get back some emotional support on that race, Key. We'll catch you very soon. It's lovely seeing you, and I'm glad your internet's holding out.
Our lives mean nothing compared to the Father. He is the one blessed with visions of the future.
I was gonna die. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Glad you did you hear about Garden View? Word is the cult took over the packing plant. Ain't heard from any of the workers since.
Okay. Gonna go make low levels on Shell Shock sad. No worries, buddy. You do what you do best. We'll see you soon. Get in here? Sort of drive on or something? Oh. Where am I? You can't see me. It's impossible to see me. Maybe I should get off of here. Damn it, man. Oh well. I just like seeing this nice little church. I'm just doing that. Pretty good. It's pretty easy to do as well. this time? Good, good. I just say every single time it stops me from going to see Boomer. They really don't want me to get this poor pup.
It's right.
I'm coming, Boomer. I'm coming, pup. I can't get the stress signal that there's a pup in danger and just not go immediately to it, so... I'm coming, buddy. Oop. These ATVs don't need to learn to be able to drive over really annoying objects, like tree stumps, big trees. Oh yeah, we're on foot now. Element of surprise. Oh, they're giving us a little music, nice. Howard cabin. This isn't a cabin. It's a caravan.
Strip away I need to brief you on what's really going on here.
Go
I know
for
who
it.
you are, Deputy,
All it is.
and I
Oh,
know
shit.
what you're doing. My name is Special Agent
Good.
Willis Huntley. The man in charge has been
We don't know
monitoring
Willis.
Eaton's Gate for some time. I've been sent by the highest authority to handle it. But the prepubescent eggheads at Langley tell me this is a sharing economy now. And before we help you, you need to do something for us. So just like a fine Turkish sauna, you scratch my back and I'll scratch yours. Pardon my French. Get in my car and I'll
You
explain.
didn't say any French. I'll follow him to the Lookout Tower when I'm older. Gotta get me a Doge first. Where's it down? It's gonna miss. Missed by miles. Okay. We tried our best. Seems like a friendly area. Hey.
I was on vacation, visiting all 50 states in ascending order of patriotism.
Okay. Well, I didn't stop him talking. Don't know why he just got shy. Okay. Let's do this. Gonna save some Doge. Is this a bad place? Yes, okay.
Just
it's been a massacre here, man. Hey Pooch, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, you right. Pet Boomer, okay. Hey Boomer, how you doing, buddy? Oh, good boy. Oh, look, you gave me a little kiss and shit. Oh, you're a little fucking cutie. Available on roster. Sweet. Yeah, we got ourselves a little doggy. Stupid music. Alright, doggy dog.
Hey, kid. Losing Ray Ray. That one hits hard. This fucking Z family. But I'm glad to hear you rescued old Boomer. Let me tell you, that dog, he'll sniff out trouble and watch your back better than you can believe.
I can believe it. I reckon he's gonna be a proper good little pup. Oh, it's a pretty strong one, okay. Nice, nice. Ooh, an awful high score on again. Damn, guys. Getting on that fun. Yeah. Get some. That was good. I enjoyed that. Okay. Well, everyone's dead here, Boomer, so we might as well carry on, buddy. What we got next? Let's do that one. Let's go straight at tanker first. Hey, friend.
Someone's been stealing supplies from Eden's Gate out by that awful bridge. Cult can't find the thief, but I reckon they're hiding right under their nose.
Okay. I think that...
You in my prayers, Deputy.
I think you should move away from here. Damn it, Boomer, why are you also eating that enemy guy? Boomer. Yes, you good boy, don't be scared. Don't be scared. Just go Pupsy. Be cautious, Boomer. Be cautious, buddy. The good news is there's no one here at all. I'm sure they're not inside. I've got the key. Not sure what's the key to, but we got the key nonetheless.
You will say yes, I will be saved. You will say yes, I will be reborn. You will say yes, I will cleanse my soul for the project at Eden's Gates.
Cool, got it on my second attempt. Food is food. True to an extent, there's a fucking bear there. between the bear, myself, and the dog. We probably just cleaned up very quickly there. Nice.
Deputy, I know there's a long way to go, but everything you do gives inspiration and hope to the resistance. I can hardly keep track of all the people showing up willing to help us in this fight. It's only a matter of time before we take out John Seed and rescue Hudson. Don't you worry.
Got that plane now.
You know, every fall that orchard would be filled with families going apple picking. In times like these, it's easy to forget the little things that make us who we are.
Got a job for you.
There's a lot of good memories there. Thanks for getting something of ours back, Deputy. We owe you one this time.
Cover me! Reloading! Got it!
Spain in conflict.
I'm gonna strafe him!
You getting that right? You getting that right? There's more motherfuckers here. Motherfucker hit my dog. Okay, we good now?
I'm gonna flank him! Target acquired! Going in for the kill! Eye in the sky taking damage!
Go to the fucking car, man! Stay on task!
Shit! Gotta reload!
I'm gonna strafe him! I'm getting peppered up here!
Ooh, nice. Okay. Stop running, stop running, stop running. We're good.
Shit! Reload! Cover fire! Okay!
Nice work getting rid of those cultists.
Whew.
Might be you could
Damn,
help me with
done
something
it.
else. All this red
Hey,
fruit
Nillard,
is
how you doing today,
attracting
buddy?
bears.
I'm
Under
doing
normal
splendid, thank you.
circumstances,
How are
we
you?
try and catch them and release them somewhere safer. These bears got into some of that bliss crap the cult had stored out back. It's making them act all crazy. It's too
Right.
dangerous to catch them. We got to put them down.
Okay. Oh,
Hey, you're the one who free falls
those
in.
bare necessities, those simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and just try. Okay. So maybe we should... Is there any more I could upgrade on my stuff? I think I did all of that. Okay. So I've done all those. Can you upgrade anything on that? No, you cannot. No, okay. Okay, so put that back. Actually, can we upgrade the shovel launcher? That's the real question. No, okay. Okay, let's do it. Oh, and I'm not currently streaming with Maddie P, but he's a lovely bloke, so if you haven't checked him out, you probably should. Oh yeah, let's see if we can get any more clothes, baby. Alright. Let's do it. Get those. I'm just scared he'll scare the dog if he wears that one. The dog doesn't need to see that. That's horrifying. It can't understand that. Oops. Oh yeah, we should do a cowboy hat, really. Look at the distressed cowboy hat. The rancher hat, nice. Doom, 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 doom. They probably won't help at all with fighting, but they'll be intimidating, that's for sure. Alright, that'll do for now. Oh, that's where the lighters are as well. Beautiful. Okay. That's good to know. 12 new objects revealed. Wow, damn, okay.
Only you could have helped Fall's End like that.
I know, right? I'm the best. We're good. Oh, I started a chain reaction. You want to talk to me, right?
Grab my bear! Watch out, Cover me!
Okay. You're eating a civilian. Come on in. You get up. You get up. You're good. You're good.
Thanks so much.
Hey, DJ Armadej, how are you doing there, buddy? Sorry if I just butchered your name, but welcome to the stream. I'm about to go hunt some bears, so come at a good time. What did you want, by the way, lady?
John's got a small army guarding his ranch and airstrip.
Didn't realise the customization of this game was so deep.
Oh,
Ned, it's been genuinely enjoyable. I've never played any Far Cry beyond this. This is the first Far Cry I've ever played, and I'm really enjoying it. And then a lot of people have been saying like, oh, like it's a good fun game, but it's not as good as like Far Cry 3 and stuff. So I've brought Far Cry 3, and if Far Cry 3 is better than this, then damn, I'm going to thoroughly enjoy it for sure. Where are the rest of the bears? Why can't I see them on the map? On the just be dense. Oh no, okay, just I'm in the search zone, so just keep searching for them, I guess. Oh, this one. Fun. Gotcha. Hey. Now a stray doggy. Hey, little buddy. You're a good pup. You're right. Lady? She was going to tell me where treasure was as well, that's annoying. And you've played all the Far Cry's. Okay, nice. What's your favourite so far? Like, I always thought Far Cry 3 looked interesting. I did really want Far Cry Primal, but just the time I just didn't have like the spare funds to actually get it. Am I inside the search zone still? Doesn't say anymore. Okay, now it says okay. Yeah, your favourite's 4. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I know a few people have said they've enjoyed number 4 quite a lot. And maybe I should look at number 4. Like I got number 3 when it's still on sale. Obviously the Steam sales have just ended now, but I'll keep an eye out for it next time it's on sale then maybe. Because I'm enjoying this one. So if the others people think are better, then damn, it must be worth a shot. You played 3 and enjoyed it a lot. Oh, but you were a lot younger and didn't like Primal. Okay, never really considered this one. Been leaning away from AAA games. See, I still like some. I mean, just this game itself looks fucking stunning. I'm a bit of a sucker for a pretty game. Doggy. What's up, buddy? Hey, DJ, thank you very much for the follow, buddy. Thought he's the only one you played, Mojo. Oh, okay. Yeah, when I was saying people, I mainly thought of you. I've seen the pictures of, like, I've seen what the character looks like. I assume that's the bad guy on the box and shit. I do have Far Cry, Blood Dragon, is it? Yeah, I think it's Far Cry Blood Dragon, or whatever that one is. I do have that as well, actually. I think I just got it for free on, Uplay at some point. See if they don't. Wait, I do have bait, I think, actually. Why not throw some bait? Maybe that will attract it. Might get a different animal come attack us now, but... Nope, yep, different animal. Oh wait, maybe it's in that cave that I just somehow never actually saw. Yeah, there we go. Okay. You've started trying 100% instead of hopping between games? Fair enough. See, I haven't actually... I've played Just Cause, the start of Just Cause 3, like, 3 times, I think, now. Oh, fuck me. But just never got past it because I keep, like, getting onto other shit. But, I played the shit out of Just Cause 2. I really liked Just Cause 2. The multiplayer mod for Just Cause 2 was amazing, so I'm assuming the same one for Just Cause 3 is as well. Which Far Cry 5 fill-in is your favourite? Well, to be fair, I have only really, like, met, oh, damn it, this motherfucker again? I've only met, like, I've met Faith quite a lot, because I was mainly doing Faith's region. So I've met Faith a good amount. She's taken me into loads of, like, little trippy worlds. Then I've met, obviously, the leader throughout, like, cutscenes and stuff, but I haven't really seen John much, and, I haven't really seen many of the villains. I haven't done much of the story yet, actually, to be fair, because I've been going around doing like the liberations and shit first. It's a very good dog. Glad you noticed. Not super far away. So yeah, I'm kind of liberating everything first, you know, just to make sure I get those done, otherwise I'll just never come back to them. If I do the story, I'll never come back and do these outposts and stuff, so I've kind of got into the habit now of games of trying to do all the side shit before actually progressing in the story. I never 100% games, but at least I feel I get the most out of the content, you know. I never chose to finger on it, right? Or did I? I did, yeah, okay. We can fast travel, hopefully. Where is it I'm going? Over here. You feel bad for level 3, 1, 2, 4 and 5? You were playing levels 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 when you were a jug? Damn, that would suck for them. Great graphics, rocket shooting, wingsuits, lightning guns like Far Cry 5, liberating bases, so satisfying, getting the whole map blue. Nice. That's it, I haven't actually like completed fully any section yet at all, but I'm liberating, so we're getting that resistance up, you know, getting the resistance building and stuff. Fucking plane, man, I hate that goddamn plane. Oh, god damn it, now he's dead. Hey, fucking dog, piece of shit. Just fired so many arrows.
Zeroing in on the target.
Oh god damn it, now there's gonna be a plane because of you, buddy. I could have just walked away from all of this.
Hello there.
Hello.
You seen the zip lines coming down from the lookout tower?
Never
I
look
don't
at
think
them.
the cult put them up. Wonder where they lead to.
Lost target.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it, buddy. Leave it from there. What's that? Oh, it's a turkey, okay. You build resistance in Just Cause, but none of the fuckers come when you need it. That's very true, yeah. The thing I found with Just Cause is, like, I did really enjoy playing the second one. When I got to the third one, I think because I tried playing the third one quite soon after the second one, I wasn't in the mood for it. I think after playing, like, the second one. But yeah, I should give Just Cause 3 another go soon. I mean, Just Cause 4 is going to be coming out, so I might as well. But there's just so much crazy shit you can actually do on Just Cause. Damn it, they ruined my goddamn shooting. Who was that? God damn it. I had a lovely shot lined up and then someone else came in, thought they would try and steal my kill. Nearly messed it up for us. You right?
My cousin said the cult's taken an interest in the old Wellington mine.
Ah.
I thought that place had dried up.
Me too.
I wonder what they found.
Don't know, it's probably not good. Let's give you another pet. Good little boomer. Can you show how many resistant points you have in the whole game? I do not know, actually. Make sure he's got no windows. It's quite hot down here, so he needs to make sure he's getting airflow, you know? Okay. What am I searching for? Oh. Okay. I think that, no, I don't want to go in there yet. I think there's water now. I assume I have to. But let me see. Let me see if I can show the resistance points. I don't really know. Oh, here we go. Well, I can see how many things I've done. So, faiths, I'm just over, like, just over 2/3 of the way to doing faith. Oh, shit. I'm over 2/3 of the way on resistant points for John as well. I didn't even realise that. And then Jacob's, I haven't even gone into it by the looks of it. I haven't even done a single thing in Jacob's region yet. But faith's region, I've done the right amount. Still need one more specialist recruited. Good few more missions. All the outposts are done there. But loads of property still left to destroy. Fun. Okay. Oh, so we may as well check challenges. Oh, we're close to shotgun kills though. I don't ever use a shotgun. Here we go, perks. I've got buttloads of perks to use now. Okay. Someone did say last time that was good, so we'll go for that one. Okay. Cool. Now, so something to turn the water off before I just go walking in the water. Probably not. Let's just do it. Unfortunately, I'd go in Jacob's region because Jess is great. No, okay. Well, I definitely plan to get there at some point. Not sure how long it will take me to get there, but yeah, doing all the little bits first. Okay. Oh shit, it's getting dark. Jesus Christ, I didn't realise that's how it shows you you're dying. But you don't lose out, do you? I mean, every mission has to be done kind of thing. I don't believe it's a game where if I just do Faith's region, I'm going to miss out on others' regions. Yeah, I did it right, didn't I, Dodo? Are you playing in the water? You having fun? I'll help you. Whee! Fun times. Go, Boomer. Get wrecked. Oh. I like guitars, but no one deserves me. Okay, onward. Some little fishies. Which gun is your favourite? I'm really enjoying the handgun for a lot of the times, actually. Just some really nice, easy headshots. Same with the bow. I'm really enjoying the bow. But other than that, I'd probably use whatever this is. This one. This assault rifle. But the sniper's fun. I've got a decent sniper. I've upgraded a sniper. Yeah, I enjoy like the bow and the pistol quite well for like the stealth aspects, and then just a sight rifle for the fun. Is this like stealth encouraged game, or can you go about this please? You can do either, I believe. I think you get more points for stealth, but you can do either. You really can. It's a game where you can get helicopters with mounted guns and shit, so you're definitely encouraged to do it either way. Some issues going on over there. I wouldn't want to interrupt. Maybe we'll go help. Maybe we'll go help. Oh, damn it. Who is it? Him? Ah. That was my net. Oh. Ah, doggy again. There we go, see? Sweet, sweet bliss. Oops. Oh, yeah, set stuff on fire by accident. Well, I did it on purpose, I guess, but oh no, I need to read that. Go. Ooh. Oh, helicopter. Seems to be a fire. There. Oh, on the roof maybe. Fire spreads a hell of a lot on here. If you go stealth and get an outpost, you get money. Yeah, that's it, yeah. Try stealth, scrubs, whip out rocket launcher. Yeah, that's my usual thing. I try and do stealthy for as much as I can, and then once I inevitably fail, just go crazy. For me, Jess is the best outpost? Okay. Oh, god damn it. Yes. Wait, that's here? That's where you can see that from miles away, or do they just have loads of those? Goddamn plane again, man. Nope, it's found me. Run, doggy, run. No, no, find us in there. Okay. This one's quite fun trying to do it stealthily.
Get ready for it! How's that possible?
Maybe got spotted. Hey, my arrows are firing.
After all the atonement and all the confession.
Got him. Whew. Yeah, so there it told me I did it with no alarms, for example. Nice. Doing well, thanks.
Deputy, you've had your fun. But all sinners must confess. This is the will of the Father. My men are coming for you. I'll see you soon.
Tried to tell this Skylar girl to get out of here. She says she won't leave without this Admiral fish of hers. If you help her out, she'll wise up.
Some scary music, jeez.
Target in sight.
I love you.
That guy really dislikes me.
I'm not to see you there.
What the hell?
Baby.
That dog would love fetching groceries.
Getting into a better position!
Got you covered.
Lot of bird. Oh, nice.
Somebody! Get help!
Hey, nice. Okay, I'm going to save it there for a sec. I'm actually going to take a quick break. I've all of a sudden just come